name is Amy Tremblay, and today I'm excited to talk to you about the Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. I really love this vehicle. It's the perfect middle ground for people who want an electric vehicle, but don't want to worry about their driving range with the still developing charging network. And the Outlander PHEV is seriously impressive. Mitsubishi has made some major upgrades, and it's now even more powerful, easier to control, and way more responsive than ever before. On top of all of that, the Automobile Journalists Association of Canada recently named it Best Mid-Size Utility Vehicle in Canada for 2023. Let's talk a little bit about the Outlander PHEV's performance. Now, in case you don't already know, PHEV stands for Plug-in Hybrid Electric Vehicle. This one here is powered by twin electric motors and by a 2.4-liter four-cylinder engine under the hood. When you're in EV mode, the 20 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery gives you an impressive 61 kilometers of range on electric power alone. Now, if you're lucky enough to have a daily commute within that range, you might barely need to use the gas engine at all. And when you combine the electric power and the gas power, you can go up to 687 kilometers on a single charge. The range plus the size of the battery means that you may qualify for some government rebates. I quickly mentioned the twin electric motors of the Outlander PHEV, but what does that really mean? Well, let me tell you. Basically, the Outlander PHEV has a balanced twin electric motor system, which means that it's powered by two electric motors that can help optimize energy and power usage. And get this, each motor can produce its own torque and horsepower. And when they work together, they can give the Outlander PHEV a combined power output of 248 horsepower and 332 pound-feet of torque. But it's also very efficient, with a fuel economy of just 3.6 liters equivalent per 100 kilometers in pure EV mode. Oh, and if you think that driving an EV is complicated, don't worry. You can drive the Outlander PHEV like you would drive a normal gas vehicle because it's incredibly smart and it can determine the most efficient way to drive. But if you're feeling eco-conscious and you want to maximize your EV game, the Outlander PHEV has some cool features that you can experiment with, like regenerative braking, the innovative pedal that we'll talk about a little bit later. The point is, you can challenge yourself to see how efficient you can get with it. And get this, even with all of these fancy EV perks, you can still tow up to 1,500 pounds with the Outlander PHEV. One last thing I want to say before we move to the front of the vehicle is that it comes standard with Super All-Wheel Control, which is Mitsubishi's all-wheel drive technology. You have 7 drive modes to choose from, including Eco, Normal, Snow, Gravel, Tarmac, Mud, and Power, all of which will help enhance your driving experience and give you full control regardless of road conditions or even weather conditions. All right, let's take a look at the front end styling. From here, you can see Mitsubishi's signature dynamic shield design. It really stands out and gives the Outlander PHEV a distinctive look. Over here, we have the front end parking sensors, which we also have in the back, of course. We have daytime running lights. We have automatic high-grade headlights, automatic high beams, fog lights just down below, and all of these are LEDs. And you know what I absolutely love about this vehicle? The headlight washer system right here. Especially in Canada, where the weather can be totally unpredictable. On the side here, we have the 20-inch two-tone alloy wheels. The side mirrors are power folding, they are heated, and they have an integrated turn signal. Another feature I appreciate about the mirrors is that they have the reverse auto tilt, which helps me see the curb when I'm backing into a parking spot. The Outlander PHEV that we see here today is two-toned. We have the white diamond body color with the black roof. As you can see, we also have roof rails, which can help you carry loads that might not be able to fit into that cargo area in the back. This here is the GT Premium trim, so it is loaded with all of the premium features that the Outlander PHEV has to offer. There are actually 5 trims in total, and there's a number of different colors. So if you're interested, you can take a look at the Mitsubishi Motors website, and you'll be able to configure the vehicle of your dreams by choosing the trim level, the color, and even accessories that are all right for your family. All right, let's go take a look at the rear of the vehicle. Now first, I want to show you what's behind the charging door and talk to you a little bit about the different charging methods. Every Outlander PHEV comes with 3 levels of charging. The first level of charging you can use is called level 1. It's pretty simple. The vehicle comes with a cable that you can use to plug into a standard outlet. While it's not the fastest or most efficient way to charge, it is definitely handy in a pinch, like if you're at a friend's place and they don't have a level 2 charger. Now, level 2 charging is the go-to option for 85% of owners. This type of charging uses a charger that you can usually find in places like malls, parking garages, offices, or even at your own home if you choose to have one installed. Now, it's a pretty common way to charge a vehicle, and it can take up to 6.5 hours to fully charge. If you look here, you can see that we have 2 different size charge ports. The smaller one is for level 2 and level 1, and the larger port is for, you guessed it, level 3. Now, level 3 or DC quick charging is a very fast way to charge your vehicle. It allows you to charge the battery up to 80% in just 38 minutes. This is really cool because not all PHEVs are capable of DC quick charging. Now, on top of being able to plug it in, this vehicle also has a charge mode that can charge the battery while you're driving. I'll demonstrate that feature when we head out on the road later on. As you can see, the Outlander PHEV gives you many different charging options and it won't leave you stranded. Okay, now let's take a look at the back. We have a substantial rear spoiler, LED combination lights, and those parking sensors that I mentioned a little bit earlier. As for the liftgate, it is powered. You can open it with the push of a button, or it can be hands-free depending on the trim. Now, this is the GT Premium trim, so of course it is equipped with it. I have the key here in my pocket, so all I have to do is kick along the center just underneath, and it opens really easy. Now, on top of that, if your parking garage has a low ceiling or you'd like your smaller kids to be able to reach that button to close it, well, you can actually adjust the height of the liftgate. All you have to do is adjust it to the height that you want it to be manually, and then you push this button until it beeps and it'll be reset for every time you open the liftgate. It's really great. As you can see, the Outlander can seat up to 7 passengers, which is rare for any electric vehicle. Behind this third row, we have 362 liters of cargo volume. Now, 90% of the time, these 2 seats will be folded flat. However, if you need the extra seats, they're really great. Once they're folded, you get more cargo space. Let me demonstrate. You have a lever right here, a little strap, and number 3 and 4. There we are, and it is completely folded flat. Now, behind this second row, we have 872 liters of volume. It's perfect for a stroller, groceries, or any outdoor gear that you might have. The second row configuration is 40-20-40, which is great because you can fold down any one of these 3 seats. I love going skiing, so I won't have to compromise the 2 seats here in the second row. I could put my skis right in between and still have 2 rear passengers. I have a lever on both sides in the second row to put the seats down. Really easy. And once again, they fold flat. Now, once folded, the cargo capacity increases to 1,832 liters of total capacity. And last thing I want to show you, we have here an AC 1500 watt outlet. It's great for coffee makers, hair dryers, or smoothie blenders if you're out on a weekend getaway with your family. Now let's go take a look inside. I'm now in the second row. Like I mentioned earlier, you can seat up to 7 people inside this vehicle. This second row seats 3 people and the third row seats 2 people. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that third row isn't very roomy, but it is great for quick carpooling trips to get your kids to, or their friends, maybe to a soccer game or a ballet lesson. Now, each of the rear windows has a pull-up sunshade, which is really useful if your kids or your passengers back here want to get the sun out of their eyes, maybe to take a nap. The seats in the second row are also sliding so that you can slide them forward to get more legroom in that third row or for more cargo space. There are multiple pockets here behind the front seats for practical storage like iPads or portable video games. Now, for more comfort and convenience in the second row, the seats are reclining and they have a center armrest with cup holders. The outboard seats in the second row are heated on this GT Premium trim, and down below we have the tri-climate zone controls, which means that the back has its own climate, and just underneath we also have a USB-A and a USB-C outlet. There's also a 1500 watt outlet if you want to plug in a laptop, maybe to watch a movie. Now look at this sunroof. It is panoramic and it is fantastic. It really brightens up the interior. Now, if your kids are watching their movie on a laptop, of course, if you need some shade, you have the controls just at the front above the driver's seat for that electric sunshade that will go all the way through. I'm going to move into the driver's seat now and show you some more features before we head out for our drive. Here we are in the driver's seat. Now, as long as you have your key on you, you have fast key keyless entry, which unlocks your door for you. There is so much attention to detail in the interior. You have high quality quilting of the leather seats in a contrasting color and matching door inserts in leatherette, which adds luxury and sophistication to the vehicle. The leather is also very soft versus hard plastics that you might see in other vehicles in this segment. The beautiful diamond pattern that you can see on the seats is actually carried over to the knobs and window buttons. This vehicle also has a sleek dash design. The driver's seat is very comfortable and it is 8-way power adjustable right over here. This also has key-linked memory programming of the seat and side mirror adjustments for 2 different drivers. The front seats are both heated and they have a massage feature for a more comfortable drive. The passenger seat is also power adjustable and has a programmable memory, which I've never really seen in a vehicle like this. The SOS button, which is located just up here beside the sunroof operation controls, connects the driver to the Mitsubishi Connect Emergency Response Center when pushed down for 3 seconds. Now on your smartphone, you can download the Mitsubishi Connect application, from which you'll be able to lock and unlock your Outlander PHEV. You can even locate your vehicle if you forgot where you parked it at the mall. This actually just happened to me recently. It also has many unique PHEV features, including setting the time to charge the battery during off-peak hours, saving you money. You can also preheat or pre-cool the vehicle when plugged in, which is great as it draws power from the grid instead of the drive battery, so you can actually drive with a full charge. By the way, with the purchase of the Outlander PHEV, you'll receive a 2-year trial of Mitsubishi Connect services. In the center, we have a 9-inch infotainment screen, which is connected to the Bose premium sound system that has 9 speakers. And as you can see, it has large knobs that are really easy to locate so that you can keep your eyes on the road as you're driving. It also has Bluetooth connection for hands-free phone calls. When it comes to navigation, you have a couple of options. The display has integrated navigation, but if you prefer to use your smartphone, you can connect through Android Auto or wireless Apple CarPlay. You can then also listen to the music that you have directly on your phone through your favorite apps. Speaking of your smartphone, if you need to charge it, you can use this wireless charger pad just down below. There's also 2 USB outlets just above. As mentioned in the second row, the Outlander PHEV has 3-zone climate controls. For the rear, they can set their own temperature from the back, or you can also set them from here at the front. The driver climate is right on the left, and the passenger climate is on the right. This vehicle also has 11 airbags, including a knee airbag for the driver and one for the front passenger as well. The shift knob is leather wrapped, and the super all-wheel control drive mode selector dial, which manages the 7 drive modes, is just below the shift knob. Beside the steering wheel, we have the push button start. The driver display is 12.3 inches. It is digital and customizable. You can actually display your vehicle's EV energy flow, which is really cool when you're driving. You'll be able to see if the energy is coming from the battery or if it's coming from the engine. The steering wheel is leather wrapped and heated. You have paddle shifters right here for regenerative braking, which has 6 settings, and you also have innovative pedal, which enables 1 pedal driving. We're going to take a look at those in a moment. We're actually going to take this out for a drive. Let's go. All right, here I am driving the Outlander PHEV. I gotta say, it's super smooth and it's so quiet. I have it in EV mode right now. So it's essentially like I'm driving an electric vehicle. It's really great. No noise at all. Now, when you're in EV mode, that's the little button that's just beside your shift knob. When you click on there, you'll see that there's 4 different modes. Basically, those are your EV modes and hybrid modes. When you're in EV mode, most of the time, you're gonna be just using battery power. Now, if it's super cold outside, the engine might kick in a little bit to help heat that cabin. And when you're trying to speed up on highways as well, it might kick in a little bit to give you a bit more power. However, EV mode essentially will be using your battery power. And then you have normal mode. Now, normal mode is probably the mode that most people use just because it just makes it so simple to drive the vehicle. Essentially, the vehicle is super smart. It's going to be able to figure out which of the modes is the best mode for it to be in automatically. You won't even have to touch any of the modes, which is really nice. So it's super intelligent. So normal mode will use that, and it sometimes will use some of the gas engine. Sometimes it's going to use the electric power, maybe when you're in the city. It's going to be most efficient when that's on. And then you have the other hybrid mode. So you've got save mode, which essentially will save your battery power and keep it at that same level as much as possible. And the way that it can do that is also because we also have a charge mode on this particular car. So charge mode, as you're driving, it will charge back the battery up to about 80% of its capacity. So whenever you're on a long drive, maybe you're doing cross-country driving and your battery, you've used up most of it because you did a lot of city driving or whatever. Essentially, once you reach a certain battery capacity that you're like, hey, I want to charge it up a bit more, you could just click on charge mode and it's going to charge the battery up, which is amazing. And then on top of having the regenerative paddles right here, you also have the one pedal driving feature, which is the innovative pedal. So this button right beside your EV button will turn on the one pedal driving feature. So if I let go of the gas, it like really brakes. It doesn't come to a complete stop because you still of course have your brake paddle right beside it, but it's really, really cool and it's super efficient. I would use it more when I'm driving maybe in the city where there's a lot of stoplights, a lot of stop signs and all of that. That's really where it's going to be the best to use. Another thing about the Outlander PHEV is that it has a head-up display, very easy to see. It's 10.8 inches. I can see my speed. I can see the speed limit if I wanted to. I'll be able to also see if my driver assist features are on and activated, and some of the alerts will also appear there. There's also a lot of safety on the Outlander PHEV. I have a vehicle in my blind spot, so the little triangle was just lit up to let me know that there was someone there. If I were to put my indicator on, maybe I didn't see the triangle. There's an audible and a visual right here in my dash that's letting me know that there is a car in my blind spot. Amy, do not move. So I wouldn't move. However, if I were to maybe ignore all of those features, or maybe I didn't put my indicator on and I were trying to change lanes, well, my vehicle will have the active blind spot assist feature, which will stop me from merging in that extra lane. Now, if I was on the highway right now, I would be using the My Pilot Assist system with Navilink, because that would actually be like a semi-autonomous driving feature. So what would happen is it would use adaptive cruise control with stop and go function to adapt my speed to the speed of the vehicle that's in front of me. So that's great in stop and go traffic. So if the car in front of me is completely stopped, my vehicle will also come to a complete stop, and when that car accelerates again, my car will accelerate again. So it's just essentially really, really great for any kind of traffic, or even when you're going faster, maybe a longer drive. It just helps to make you less tired as you're driving too, because you won't have to be the one adapting your speed all the time. Now, it's also going to use navigation. The navigation is going to be able to predict when the curves are coming. So it's also going to adapt your speed to the curves so that you're not going too fast on those curves. And then you're also going to have traffic sign recognition. So that feature will be able to recognize traffic signs for traffic speeds. So the actual speed limit of the road that I'm on. So if I were going maybe 100 kilometers an hour and that's what I set my vehicle to, if all of a sudden I'm in a 90 zone or an 80 zone, my vehicle will adapt that speed to that speed. Really, really nice to have. And then additionally, with the My Pilot Assist feature, you also have lane keep assist. So if I were to drift a little bit out of my lane, the vehicle would put me right back into the center, basically seamlessly, and it feels really like the vehicle has my back, like it's helping me keep the lane. It's essentially really that semi-autonomous feature, which is really great. We're now going to park the vehicle. So all I have to do, put my vehicle in reverse, my side mirror adjusts, and here we have the multi-view camera system, which will appear. It shows me a vehicle from above, so the view from above, and it also has, a front camera, a rear camera, and 2 side cameras. So whatever view I need, it's going to show them to me. On top of that, it also has moving object detection. I'm going to have a colleague walk in the back, and you're going to hear an audible alert as well as see a visual alert. So this is the visual alert and the audible, you can see. And what's nice is it actually shows you on the little image where the object is situated. All right, let's reverse now into the spot. You can align those lines with the lines of the parking spot. Very easy. And I really feel safe, right? You have your side mirrors as well to adjust. Here we go. Center in this parking space. And voila. And I'm parked. Now, if I were to be reversing out of a parking spot, I do have rear cross traffic alert, which will alert me if there's a car coming from either side. And of course, if I were to not be quick enough on the brake pedal, the vehicle does have the rear automatic emergency braking as well, which is essential when you're backing up anywhere. Now, let's go, and I'm gonna show you just how quick it is and easy to charge. Let me show you. You open up the panel, open that up, and you plug it. Now this is the level 2 charger. This is the one you'll most likely have installed at home. This is also the one that you're going to commonly find around town as well. To know if it's charging, you have an LED light that lets you know. There's also a light on your dashboard, and your phone can let you know through the Mitsubishi Connect app. You're also going to be able to schedule what time you want your vehicle to charge at so that you can charge it in off-peak hours. Now just beside the level 2 charging is the level 3 charging port, which is much larger because this is actually for DC fast charging, which the Outlander PHEV will be capable of on all trim levels, which is really phenomenal. As you can see, the nozzle is much larger as well. DC fast charging on the Outlander PHEV will take about 38 minutes to charge your vehicle up to 80% of the battery capacity. And it's not all PHEVs that are capable of charging at that level, and I think that that's worth mentioning. Now, you might be wondering, is somebody just going to be able to take this out while I'm charging at the shopping mall? Well, no, this actually has a locking mechanism. The button can be found just beside the steering wheel to unlock it from inside the port, and of course you can also unlock your vehicle, and it'll know that you're around so that you could take it out as well. And that's it, as easy as that. Let's go back inside. I'm closing out this overview with one final thought. If you're looking for a fuel-efficient and eco-friendly vehicle that also has the versatility and capability of a family SUV that is easy to adapt for real life, you might want to consider the Outlander PHEV. I hope you enjoyed this walk around. Thank you very much for watching.
Drive your ambition, Mitsubishi Motors.